we made it to the end of 90 minutes, 11 minutes of stoppage time, which at a 1-1 feels like a whole nother game you're about to play.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Liverpool Girlies Podcast, a place where we welcome anyone who loves to obsess over Liverpool FC. My name is Molly Ann, and I'm here with Stephanie and Annika. We are three friends who share a love of Liverpool and dream of one day having a cup of coffee at the AXA Training Center coffee bar. Stephanie is away this week, so it's just me and Annika today. Annika, how are we doing?
Best day ever! No, I'm thrilled. The double derby has healed my heart.
Yeah, I'm like, no one can touch me today. I feel incredible. I feel so good. I'm just like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about the game. I'm not saying it was peak performance, but was it? I don't know. To me, like in my memory, it was.
Yeah. It was peak like entertainment and game and fight and just like a fun time and a perfect Sunday, if you ask me.
It's everything you want out of a Merseyside Derby.
And
mostly the win.
Bingo.
So we'll obviously talk all of our thoughts from watching the game today. But before we do that, we have to start with some exciting news that we received this week. And that is our boy, Kostas Tsimikas, is returning to Liverpool.
I cannot believe that this is happening.
I'm so thankful. Last week, I expressed a lot of concern over Mo leaving and Andy leaving and like some of those core components of, I think, our Liverpool culture. But Tsimikas is part of that to me. And so while we're having incredible individuals leave, to have Simi come back makes me feel so good. I'm so excited.
So excited. Even while he's been gone, we talk about him all the time. Like, Tsimikas is a red always. But I'm also really excited. I'm like trying to remember like all the kind of different relationships that he had and who he was like close with and stuff. I do remember specifically thinking that him and Gakpo had a pretty good connection. So I am really interested to see if him coming back kind of helps Gakpo find a little bit of footing again and continues to strengthen his connection on the pitch.
I'm just so excited. And to me, he's a lot like Andy, where he has relationships with everyone. I don't know that he has like quite the same level of leadership presence, and that's okay, but he just supports everyone and like builds that brotherhood with them. So I'm so excited.
Yeah.
When he left for Roma, I instantly regretted not owning a Kostas Tsimikas kit.
And now you can.
And the moment I can buy one, I will be buying one.
Correct.
I'm thrilled. I can't wait for like the official announcement from Simi, because we've just heard Slot talk about it in the pre-match for the Everton game.
Yes. Has his Instagram profile photo been him in the Liverpool jersey, or is that recent?
Okay, well, what I don't know, because I saw people saying that, and let me go check it again, that he had changed it. And I don't know if like he changed it and then was told like, I don't know what you think you're doing, put it back. Because it's not, it's him in like a gray jacket.
Oh, I saw it when it was Liverpool. I checked it and I was like, did he make his...
Because people were screenshotting it and I went to go look at it and it wasn't there. So I feel like he did it and then maybe got a little in trouble.
That makes sense, because I saw it and I was like, I'm sorry, his profile photo has been a Liverpool picture. Like, that's kind of unhinged, but like, love it.
Yeah. So it also means when we go to New York and Chicago, we'll get to see Simi again. Which I think when we saw him in Philadelphia, that's where our love for Tsimikas really took off.
And we need every man bun we can get on the team.
Okay, the man buns.
We're in a deficit.
Yeah, I felt like we were like riding high on the man buns, and then they are dwindling. You're right. We need more. That's been the problem this season. Not enough man buns, obviously.
Kostas, time to come home.
I can't wait to see everyone's reactions, all the players. And can you just imagine Kostas and Fermi together? I feel like that's an elite duo of chaos. So a little sideways journey I would like us to discuss is in relation to the 50th season of Survivor. So I am a huge Survivor fan, have loved Survivor my whole life. I've gotten Annika and Stephanie to start watching it this season. I'm going to say they enjoy it. They're into it. Yeah, they're sold. So I thought it would be fun, while we only have one game to discuss today, to think about Survivor 50. And if we were playing the game of Survivor alongside Liverpool football players, who would we want to build an alliance with in the game?
This is an excellent question. And I'm going to have to do some live.
Yeah, I was like, I haven't thought about this.
I actually have a notebook because I was like, I need to start jotting because I have some initial names that I'm thinking that I'm like, ooh, this could be interesting. Okay, here's my question.
Okay.
Are we playing Survivor and it's us plus the entire Liverpool squad and those are the players in the game, but then I just get to have an alliance with two of them? Because I'm thinking about how the other players perceive the other players. Or is it strangers and I'm just dropped on the island and there happen to be two Liverpool?
Yeah, I think it's like, it's not only Liverpool. It is like a mix.
Okay.
But there are some Liverpool players and you are going to build an alliance with two of them.
Okay. Because that, I think, we know from Survivor 50, when you already know each other, when you have a history, it changes the dynamics of the alliances. So it's also
on so fast, talking like a Survivor pro.
So it's also thinking about like to strangers, to people who wouldn't know who they are. What vibe are they giving? Are they giving K?
Because I have some different thoughts and strategy.
I do too. Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna share some honorable mentions.
Yeah.
And then I'll give my main one. Okay, so first honorable mention goes to Virgil van Dijk.
Fair.
Because, I mean, incredible physical, like, partner to have on your side.
Yeah.
And, sorry to Virgil, like, my goal would be to win. And so, like, at some point, I'm going to have to throw my alliance members under the bus. And Virgil's a good shield. Like, he's strong. Like, he's somebody good to kind of, like, float behind for a little bit. Because people are going to want to take him out.
And they're going to notice him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And that's kind of also how I feel about Sobo. Like, I feel like people are going to be like,
yes.
Oh, who is this majestic human? And they're going to be intrigued by him for a while and then realize, like, oh, no, we can't trust him. We got to take him out. So, and then I think Jeremy Frimpong, just because he would be so fun. He'd be chaotic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he'd be fun to play with. So those are my honorable mentions.
I love those.
But I think who I would actually want in my final, this is what I pick if I'm doing a 3-person alliance. I'm going to pick Andy Robertson and Wataru Endo. Because I think Endo is, like, he'd be dialed in and so smart. And, like, I think he'd pick up on things without other people realizing.
Yes.
What, like, he would notice things that, people don't realize, like, they've said, or I think he'd be great, like, I'm picking up on little clues. But then you'd have Andy, who would, like, bond with everybody and really play that social, like, a really good social game. And I think people would trust Andy really quickly and, like, want to share things with him.
Yes.
So I'd want to be locked in with those two.
And I think Endo is a really good pick for the quiet type because he's a non-threatening quiet type. Because you can be, like, too quiet that it puts people on edge, or you can be, like, quiet in a way that people are like, oh, they're just,
yeah,
shy,
like, you want to be around,
like,
them. Yeah, like, but he wouldn't be, like, kind of doing his own. Like, I don't see him as, like, somebody that's, like, not involved.
Yeah.
But he would just be very perceptive as to what's going on.
I love that. Okay. In my head, I went through quite a few names. And kind of what I was thinking is I was like, I want one person, like, I was like, I'm going to pick people that emulate current alliance type people that I've seen, or like themes on reality TV. Yeah. So the first person I picked reminded me of a player that's actually not from Survivor, but I think is a similar, like, idea. And I was thinking of Rob from Traders and how basically, like, he was so quiet and kind of, like, laid back that people assumed that he wasn't, like, paying attention, but actually like he was. And I kind of thought that maybe Joe Gomez could have that kind of energy, but he's also like strong. But like there's something about him that I think he maybe is underestimated sometimes. And I think that's like what Rob experienced on Traders, where people didn't realize how dialed in he really was. So I was like, I feel like Joe would be a good one. And kind of similar to, I don't think he would captivate as much attention as Virgil does, but kind of similar. I think he would like be a good person to kind of just melt aside with a little non-threatening vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Disarming. Then my like kind of chaotic energy, and I was thinking of Rizzo from this season and how like he's annoying everyone and yet everyone likes him.
Yeah.
And so I had to pick Hugo because I just feel like
That's so true.
that is Hugo. So yeah, and I also think Joe and Hugo both like could get along, but would be an unexpected, like people wouldn't expect the two of them to be in alliance. So I think it would be a good like secret alliance kind of vibe.
Yeah,
those are my
I like it. Way to go.
ideas.
Way to go.
My honorable mention was for Kirkez and Alexis, but I decided both of them were too emotional.
Yeah, those are interesting honorable mentions. I like it.
But I like their fight.
I feel like
they have a competitive spirit.
Mac would be a lot like Emily Flippin this season, where like you go to tell him something and then all of a sudden the whole camp knows and you're like, you spilled my secret again?
Mel would be like that too.
Yeah, so true. So fun. Let us know if you are also watching Survivor 50, if you have thoughts. I'm always here to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's another thing I could yap about in addition to Liverpool.
Well, should we talk about the first Merseyside Derby at Everton's new stadium?
Yes.
Very exciting. Our second derby of the season, played away. We had won 2-1 in our first derby, and yet again, 2-1. What a season for derbies. This was very exciting.
Yeah. Like I said when we started talking, I am living on a high. I just enjoyed watching that game. Like, I understand it wasn't the cleanest, like the best we've ever played, but it was just so fun to watch.
I felt like I was just watching like people show up and have fun and be passionate and like fight for something. Like, even though like we know we're not going to have a trophy this season, right now it's like we've got to secure that 5th spot. Like, this is our spot. We're claiming it. We had something to prove, it being Andy and Mo's last derby. We had something to prove going into the stadium for the first time. Like, it just felt like there was a lot there, and that the guys showed up and rose to that occasion. And even though it wasn't like technically perfect, it was just a fun game. And I think like at the Merseyside Derby, you kind of know, no matter how good Liverpool is, no matter how good Everton is, or how bad we each are, you just don't know what's going to happen. There's so much emotion.
I'm just like, I
know.
I feel so good. It's like, I feel like I haven't felt this way since last season. All right, so starting lineup, we had a couple changes from what we've normally seen throughout the season. So we saw Jones start today. We saw Robo start today. And then Isak was back in the starting lineup as he's been the past couple games. Did you have any kind of thoughts on who you wanted to start on this lineup to start the game?
I think I said last week that I really wanted Jones to start. So, I think I said I wanted Rio to start, actually.
Yeah, I think we did talk about Rio starting a lot.
Yeah. And actually, like, being done and dusted, I like where Rio came in. So I'm fine with that.
I think the game was far too physical and that it just would have been too much. It was the right call to not have him start that.
I agree. But yeah, super thrilled to see Jones starting. Very thrilled to see Robbo starting as well. I think just both of those are like players who I feel like this is their game. The derbies for them.
I do think just with the emotion of it, I think Kirkez has improved in that area so much. But I think this, again, having Andy start over Kirkez was a great decision.
Yeah.
Just in case the emotions get the better of you. Like, it's an intense, just the start, the environment, like from TV was so loud. So
it's so loud. And I think just as it proved to go on, it was like, oh, this is going to be a physical game and that's okay. But you kind of have to know how to handle that. Otherwise, it was an early morning game for us. I started out, I woke up in time to watch it from my phone. And I was like, there's no way I'm getting out of bed. Like, I'm so sleepy, but I'm watching it. It's fine. It's cozy. And then right around when Mo scored, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm very awake now. I'm extremely hype, and I will be getting out of bed and like putting on the TV. And I pulled out my Liverpool mug and my Liverpool blanket, and I like made more of a morning of it, which I was really glad I had the energy to do because it felt special and like a nice morning experience since I was watching it by myself.
Yeah. Same. My alarm went off at 5:55 and I was like, ooh, it's an early one. Mm-hmm. So got to watch, cozied up in bed, made some oatmeal at halftime.
Yeah.
But so good viewing experience.
Games like this, it really throws me back to our very first season as fans. Before we started going to the pubs very often to watch, I would watch a lot of games at home early in the morning. And I always thought it was such a cozy way to start I think that is a fun thing about being a Premier League fan in the States is that you get the early morning game vibes, which is obviously not the anticipation or build up to it, but it's just like a really cozy, fun way to start the day and like a nice, I don't know, it's just nice on a sunny Sunday morning.
Get you going.
All right, should we talk about some of the dynamics of the game and just it was, I would say, roller coaster, but like it was cosmic rewind. Okay, if you know this roller coaster, it's at Epcot. It's a Guardians of the Galaxy themed roller coaster, and I don't mean roller coaster as in like ups and downs. I mean roller coaster as in like an incredible time, and like there were moments of panic, there were moments of joy, but mostly it was just like a good vibe. That is how I experienced this game.
Yeah, I totally agree. I loved watching it. And I think, it's always easy to take this stance post-match when you've won. But I did enjoy how the game was reffed, and I appreciated that both sides were really just allowed to play, and it didn't feel so like stop and go. And I'm assuming that was intentional. I think if, he just started calling fouls every time there was contact from the beginning, it just would have turned into a slog of a game. If we'd lost, I don't know, maybe I have a different opinion. We didn't lose, so that's my take.
Yeah.
But I think it contributed to letting it be a fun game to watch. Like it definitely at moments had like a basketball feel. There was a lot of back and forth, but in a season where we haven't always seen a lot of like quick movement.
Yeah.
It was just, I was like, yes, just let it be open. Let the boys do their thing.
Yeah, it was really early on into the game that I noticed that I was like, oh, this is being reffed differently than when we've seen a lot of games be reffed recently, and not in like a bad way, but just it was clear that we weren't throwing yellows left and right. And I was also impressed because I feel like sometimes when we find ourselves in that dynamic, we end up letting the other team take advantage of that and we get beat up on a lot. And I thought we did a really good job of showing that aggression as well. And like we took good risks. And so I agree. I took the bold choice of texting, I like the reffing of this game about 10 or 15 minutes in. So that really could have gone south for me, but hey, it didn't. And I was just thinking like, it was so interesting, our starting lineup for me this game, because it felt like it was either players who are so veteran that the Merseyside Derby is like their bread and butter, or players that are so new that I'm like, I don't think you know at all yet what this game is and how unexpected it can be and the intensity that's there. Because I feel like there are some players like McAllister and Kirkez who have that kind of like grit and energy, and they pull out Derby type performances in other environments often. And so I feel like this environment, it would be like the same for them. But players like Verts and Isak, it was interesting for me to watch them kind of try to find their footing and find that intensity. I want to like call out, I think Verts was struggling to follow through, but I was watching him get knocked out and stand right back. Like you could see that he knew that this game was asking something of him that he had to rise to. And I think he's figuring that out. He's figuring out the Premier League. He's navigating that. But it was like, I was like, it was a good first. I don't know if he played in our first Derby. He probably did.
I would assume so. But yeah, I don't.
But I also think being away is just different.
I mean,
it's a different dynamic.
Just listening to the stadium on my phone, you could tell how loud and how intense it was.
Okay.
That honestly, I was like, I don't know that Anfield always sounds like this. Like it seemed incredibly loud. So I think for Flo, that is just, it's something new as he's continuing to adjust to the Premier League, that's just like a new level. Plus how physical that game was.
But I feel like I was watching him figure it out and figure out what it was asking of him as we were going along. And then obviously I think Isak, he struggled to touch the ball really at all this game. So I don't know how much he really got accustomed to the Derby culture. But yeah, it was just an interesting dynamic. And then you had like Andy, Curtis, Mo, Virg, Ryan, Konate, who like, no, they know what's going on. And you could see that they were like, I mean, Konate arguably, I'm not sure he should have been on the pitch the second half of the game, but you could see he was just like, I'm playing. Like, I'm here. We're doing this. So
watching Curtis, I'm like, this is Curtis's match. Like the way he was just like, it is me. I am here. We will win today.
Yes, he brings so much leadership and ownership at the Derby every year of just like, this is my city and I will prevail.
Yes, I love that he got to start. All right, so we had 2 goals in this match. We saw a Mo Salah goal, beautiful goal. I loved that in Derby history now, he will be the first person to have scored in Everton's new stadium. I absolutely
It's right.
Yeah.
It's so right.
I will say his celebration, Curtis coming over, like putting the invisible crown.
I couldn't. I teared up. Yeah. I'm literally going to cry right now.
It was, for me, it was that moment. You know, the last couple episodes we've kind of talked about, like, I don't want to wish it away, but I'll be glad when this season ends and we're at the World Cup. Oh man, don't be tearing up on me.
I know. I'm like,
but I'm so thankful that I, in that moment, could think like, we have a handful of games left with Mo and Andy, and I don't want to wish them away. And no matter the outcome or how we play, like, I just want to enjoy it because it's so special what they've done for this club. Like, I mean, especially, you know, Mo, like, we would be lucky in our lifetime to see something like that again. And so, yeah, it's just, I was like, okay, like, this is not about getting through the end of the season and moving on to the World Cup. Like, I want to be excited to see Mo and Andy every minute that they get to play for the rest of the season.
Yeah. I know I really haven't like shed many tears since they announced it because I think I've just been like, this is good. It's okay. Seeing their celebration, seeing their like brotherhood, Virg scoring his header, like it just gets you right there where I completely agree. Where as much as I'm like, what's our future? I believe in us. Let's go towards the future. Having a game like this that reminds you of where we've been is very emotional.
Yeah.
It's really powerful and we just love our team.
Yeah, and then seeing the players get to celebrate at the end. I feel like because the season's been so hard, there haven't been many moments where they've really got to stay with the fans and celebrate and enjoy together. And so to see them, you know, like push Woodman out and celebrate him, but then push Mo out, push Andy out, and let the fans like really start to celebrate them and thank them was really fun. And yeah, that's what I hope we get to hold on to through the end of May.
Completely. That kind of leads me to thinking about what Andy and Woodman said in their post-match interview. And Andy was briefly mentioning, like, he was asked about this being his last Derby, and he said, like, you know, Mo and I talked about it, said, like, let's go out there and just really enjoy ourselves and, like, savor this moment. And I think now that we're out of the Champions League, now that we kind of understand, like, what we have left to fight for this season, it really is time for them to just savor it and to just soak it in. It's like field day vibes, you know, where you're like, end of the school year. And it just, even when it's been a hard year, it still hits. And you're like, we've gone through highs and lows, and it doesn't matter how they're like, what the last season that they played for Liverpool was like. It's like their legacy is in stone. So,
oh yeah, this season doesn't change like how we will think about them in, you know, a few years time, decades time.
Yeah. And I think they get to just take the pressure off and enjoy it, which honestly, I think some of what we've been dealing with is so much pressure. And so I think seeing us play without that, it's nice.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so to go back a little bit before we completely wrap up the game, we did see some...
I got more thoughts. Like,
yeah, I know. I'm like, there's more things.
Well, I think next goes to Marmee.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And I mean, just to have, I thought we had 3 players this season stretchered off. You were like, it's been 4, which is just absolutely...
Leonie, Bradley, Ekitike, Marmee. And I could be forgetting another one.
That is absolutely insane. Plus all the other injuries that...
Oh, Isak.
Oh, yeah. He was.
Yeah.
Like, how? How does that happen? Yeah, so that was just gutting to see. I felt like every game Marvinashvili has like improved from where he already was, which was incredible. And so I'm hoping that somehow this is not as serious as it looks or it seems to be. I just can't imagine getting stretchered off and then being like, I'm back in 2 weeks, you know?
And again, at the first half of the game, he was pulling out the same moves we were seeing during Champions League, punching the ball out, like just incredible per usual. And he will, I'm sure, make a recovery and continue to be great. But Woodman really rose to the occasion. That was incredible to see.
My gosh. I texted Annika and I was like, how this man is not, sorry if you don't like sickness, fast forward, how this man is not projectile vomiting right now. I do not understand.
I was like, you have to be hyping yourself up.
I'd be like, so sorry. I didn't think I was actually going to be needed. So
I think you literally have to be sitting there and be like, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. I can do this. Like there's no other way. It's like, how?
Yeah. I mean, he was in it. And now I've never seen him play before. No, he played in one other game, but we haven't seen him in this type of game before. And the announcers were just talking about like how historically, like he is very composed and patient on the ball. And I did feel like you could see that. Like he was not giving panicked.
No.
He was there. He talked about in that interview with Andy after the match. He was like, I just told myself, like, look at my back line. Look at these defenders. They are great football players. I will be okay. And so I also wonder with Konate's head injury, if part of that was like, I have to be here because I have to make sure my boy Freddie is taken care of.
Would imagine. I mean, first off, I love that Woodman said that because it both is like, it's just such a good example of like what it is to be a team and to say like my success is the fact that I'm trusting you. Like I'm putting my trust in your hands that you're going to do your job and take care of me. And so I'm going to do my job and take care of you. Like, and I think that type of language in the team, Andy said, like, Woodman might not play, but he is a personality in the locker room. He's a person who everyone knows and is friends with. And like, I love to teasing him. He's like, it took him a couple months to even say anything to us, but eventually he did.
But do you blame him?
But like, hearing how he handled that situation, the way he talks about the team and the way that he encourages them, it like brings me comfort being like, that is a voice that they're hearing in the locker room that is reminding them like, hey, we got to trust each other. And I think that is the conversation we have to continue to have as we're like kind of struggling to like with frustration and stuff. And so it was just really beautiful. And yeah, I think it pushes a player like Ibu to stay in the game because he's like, oh, I got to protect this guy. Granted, I really wish that Joe, I think he's not healthy right now. I think that's why he wasn't on the sub list. I wish Joe was healthy and could have been on that sub list for Ibu because I did not like that head bonk.
I'm still nervous. And, like I want an update on how Konate's doing.
Because
I was like, get this boy out of the game.
I was very concerned. I was prepared. In my head, I was like, send Sobo back there. Like,
anybody.
We got to do something else.
Like, get him out.
Yeah.
But hopefully he's okay and, we get a good update. But
hopefully he's a professional athlete and he communicates what he needs or doesn't need. But that was stressing me out personally.
Yeah, same.
The other thing I want to say is just we made it to the end of 90 minutes, 11 minutes of stoppage time, which at a 1-1 feels like a whole nother game you're about to play.
Yeah.
Well, okay, because here's my thing. When the 11 minutes of stoppage came up. It was the vibe I was getting from the crowd from both sides was excitement because both sides thought that they could do it.
I totally
agree.
I
love that. Personally, I was like, I would rather just take 1 point because I couldn't. I had reached the point, and I'm so sorry, Liverpool, but like, where I was just like, if we can just get 1 point, if we can just walk away with a draw, like I will be okay. But I just couldn't deal with the idea of a loss. So I am so grateful to have been proven wrong about that one. Because that was magic. That was electric. Stoppage time goals.
So good.
On a set piece.
On a Virgil set piece.
No, I loved in the interview when they were like, Rio had a good shot at the 97th minute. And Andy was like, yeah, that was too early in stoppage time for us. We had to hold on a little bit longer.
It's so true. No, I'm so glad so many late stoppage time goals have gone against us. We know we had our great streak at the start of the season, but ever since then, they've really gone against us. So to be able to finish it, I either thought it would end in a draw, like we'd play the 11 minutes and it would draw, or we would score the goal. I don't know if it's just self-preservation. Couldn't entertain a world where Everton won.
Yeah, I think I was like self-preservation on the opposite side because I like didn't want to be so sad that I had to mentally prepare myself then it could happen.
That's right.
But yeah, it was so magical. I screamed because I literally couldn't believe my eyes when it went to that. I was like, no. And then I like got up, started running around.
Okay, can I tell you what happened on my end?
Yeah.
So if it's on USA, I can only watch it on my phone. I can't watch it on anything else. So you must be like 10, 12 seconds ahead of me.
No.
So Annika FaceTimes me, okay? But she FaceTimes me as soon as the ball is kicked. My phone goes black. I can't see anything.
Oh and so my gosh.
Like, I'm assuming we scored or something so horrific has happened. And so I was like,
that's terrible.
Stop calling me. Trying to get it pulled back.
Well, and it was shocking because I was like, she doesn't have Do Not Disturb on. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm on my phone. So as texts are going through, I wanted to be able to see them and not have to like, go in and out of Hulu constantly.
I am so sorry.
Okay.
That is terrible. Like, youch.
So,
well, you're going to have to come over and watch.
Yeah, maybe that was the thing. I should have just gotten out of my bed and gone over and watched it with you.
That was a game,
It was. It was just so good. Like, I know, like we said, it wasn't perfect. But, like, I can't even think of those things in my head. I'm just like, everything was great. I feel so great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
So what does this mean for us in terms of our standings and our distance between us and Chelsea?
I mean, I think, what are we, not 7 points?
We're 7 points.
Okay, yeah. It is 7 points.
Yeah, we have 55 points now.
Yeah, so it's great. I mean, I think it definitely gives us a great cushion.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping yesterday when Man U and Chelsea were playing, like maybe they draw, but now like seeing it, I'm like, oh no, the more distance we can build from Chelsea is better than, the points trying to like get ahead of Man U. We're gonna do it. We're gonna qualify for Champions.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So okay. Any other thoughts? From the Merseyside Derby.
Boy, bliss, happiness, put it in a photo frame. Capture it, remember it.
No, literally. That Curtis posted, like, in the locker room, him and Woodman and Andy together. And like, Virg posted a selfie with Mo on the Liverpool feed. And it just feels like there's joy back in this team. And you know what? If for this year we had to sacrifice some other competitions to, like, get back to this, like, so be it. I don't know. That's a hot take. I know people will not like that, but I would much rather them have joy in what they're doing, like, be able to support each other and like show that, than us like be fighting the next leg of Champions League.
I agree.
I don't know.
That is my hot take as well, because
I want us to win the Champions League when it's a season that it is like, everyone is behind them. I don't want them to have, I mean, granted, if we won the Champions League this season, I'm not bummed about it. Let me just say that. But I don't want a victory for this team to have to feel like they're trying to prove something to their own supporters. Like, and that's where I feel like Champions League was kind of getting, where it's like, we're having to do this to show our supporters, like, that we're good footballers instead of like getting to do it with this community in a way. So I love seeing like the love back in it.
I totally agree. I was like, at the beginning of this episode, I was like, I almost said, I'll take this win over any win this season. And then I was like, well,
speak your truth, okay?
Because sometimes, what is it like? The hard times make the good times a little bit sweeter, right? Where you're like,
and honestly, that's how today feels.
Yeah. And I even like, as parasocial as it is, I'm like, after we got knocked out of the Champions League, I was expecting the guys to be really mopey, but honestly, I think we put up a good fight. And like, since then, I feel like a lot of them have been like giving like more relaxed energy, like just on like social media and like teasing each other and laughing. And I'm like, I think that anything we can do to alleviate the pressure that they're under is probably pretty good. And I mean, we can't really do anything. Well,
we could just say, you go.
We can be
you
nice.
Do it.
We believe in you. Go ahead. But yeah, it is. So anyway, it's fun to see like that social media presence and just, I hope we get some good coffee bar content. Okay.
We need it this week. Give it to us. Give it to us. I'm here for it. I love to see them happy. I love to see me happy.
It's mutually beneficial that way.
Talk about, okay, well, the derbies are behind us. Let's look ahead. Next match against Crystal Palace back at Anfield. You have any thoughts, feelings going into this match?
Crystal Palace. We played Crystal Palace a lot at the beginning of the season.
So many times.
And honestly, it was kind of miserable for me. So I'm just hoping this is less miserable.
This will be the redemption.
Yeah, I would love it. I would love a redemption match because at the beginning of the season, I remember thinking, we're really good, but playing Crystal Palace really sucks. And then the narrative kind of changed for me. But
well, they also sold Gahey.
Yeah. Their squad's changed a lot. So, but I would love a redemption. Let's just wipe our slates clean, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I think we can come out with the 3 points. And like I said, I'm just here to enjoy it now.
Yeah.
I just want to enjoy watching Mo, watching Andy, and whoever else, possibly ends up leaving the end of this
Doesn't
season.
get injured.
Oh gosh, no, literally, that's what. Like, I'm like, but can we sell players if
we're gonna have
all of our players are injured?
Starting in the Premier League, like
I was so nervous. Well, because Woodman, for like a moment, it looked like he had tweaked his knee and he was kind of hopping around for a second. And I was like, could you imagine being Pexy and you're just sitting there? Like, I'm the fourth string and keeper. I'm going in. Luckily, that didn't happen. So
yeah, based off of Woodman's interview, it sounds like to me Ali's pretty much ready to go because they were like, "Are you going to be starting next game?" And he was like, "I expect Ali will probably start next game." And I was like,
"Yeah," but I did see Slot did a post-match interview, and he was a little more hesitant.
Okay,
to say
so maybe Woodman was just being humble.
Yeah, that was kind of what I thought. I felt like the vibe I got was he wasn't like, "Yeah, I'm starting the next game, put me in."
He's not going to go ego mode.
No.
He's like, if you have Alison Becker, you start Alison Becker.
Yeah, and I think he was just being really respectful of the whole situation. So we'll see.
That's nice.
We'll see.
Okay, well, we'll see. Woodman might be getting a start at Crystal Palace.
He's such a good vibe. Sorry, I feel like we talked about it, but just such a sweetie. I love that for him.
Yes, I love a person who like is in the locker room just like happy to be there, like happy to cheer him on. That's like Harvey Elliott was that way, where he's just like, like I just love Liverpool. I love that I'm here at Liverpool.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
Andy was talking about like how if Mo wants to stay and practice PKs after a match, Freddie will stay and practice with him. Like he just really is such a team player, and behind Ali and Marmadashvili, like. That's really all what you would expect from that position.
Well,
but
and
he does it.
Yeah. And you're helping, like he wants to be the best keeper he can so that when Mo's practicing his PKs, he helps Mo be the best PK taker he can be, right? Like it's all, it all goes together. And I think it seems like from his interviews that we've heard him talk, like he has that perspective. He understands his role on the team and why it is important, even though it's not a starting position.
Yeah.
And I love when people like
Yeah.
are confident in their role and like know that they matter. Like that is such a good feeling, and it only lifts other people up, I feel like.
I agree.
So
I
we love Woodman. All right. Well, should we do our player of the week? I guess collectively we're really a big fan of Woodman. But
yeah, I was like, everyone is my player of the week.
But do you have one person in particular you want to shout out?
I do. It's been a minute, I feel like, since we recognized Mo, and I just have to give Mo my player of the week. Incredible goal. It gave us that like energy and momentum to see the game out. We've seen games go the other way when we don't have that first goal, and you know, we tend to kind of start to lose that belief. So that was so important. But I just felt like today you saw like the Mo energy back, just even so in like his face and like his body language. And so I love that for him, because I don't like when I feel like Mo seems sad or in his head. So yeah, I'm just like, way to go, Mo. We love you, and let's celebrate you and cheer you on through the end of the season.
Yeah, I know. Cheers to Mo. I also loved when Rio was coming on and Mo came over and was like giving him a download and was like, okay, this is what's going on. Like that is just like such, like, I really love Rio and Mo's connection. Like that is one of the things I think I'm the most sad about Mo leaving this season instead of playing another season and maybe being like less of a starter or whatever. I would love to see his relationship with Rio even more. But I think that Mo he's started at the beginning of the season. I think he's been very intentional about being a leader for Rio and like taking him under his wing. And I think that makes a lot of sense because him and Rio, we've talked about this, seem so much like so similar in a lot of ways versus like Ekitike and Mo, like they are totally different strikers. So like it would be kind of different. Obviously, everyone wants to learn from Mo regardless of their position because Mo's the best, but it's pretty special for Rio. Okay, I think in the spirit of you picking Mo, I'm gonna pick Andy Robertson. I loved watching him play this game. I love that he got the start. I loved his post-match interview. He was incredible on the ball. He had that one really fun shot that was just a little too wide, but close. I was glad that he got that shot. Like it was just really fun. And I think this game brings out such a special side of him. And yeah, it felt really special to watch those two play. So I'm gonna give Andy my player of the week.
Yeah. Well deserved. Deserved.
Okay. Well, I think that is all for this week's episode before we start crying again. Okay.
Literally, that's like, you already cried once. You got to pull it back together.
Yeah. We will be back here next week, but until then, you'll never walk alone.